It's Thursday, October 21st, 2021. A lot to talk about today. I want to get right into it. Feel free to comment down below, but I want to start with this first article on CNBC. Most of you have probably already seen this. First-time jobless claims came in today at 290,000, and that was supposed to be good news that we lost only 290,000 jobs last week. Only 290,000 Americans filed first-time jobless claims last week. That is the great news. This is what a economic boom looks like. This is what an economic recovery looks like. I don't know about you, but things continue to not add up. How are people affording to even put gas in their car at this point? When you look at these astronomical gas prices, we're losing 300,000 plus jobs a week for over a year and a half now. Businesses continue to close up, but the excuse is, JB, that's because of Amazon. So everybody is going to shop at Amazon. But how in the world do you even shop at Amazon when you don't even have a job right now? When inflation is 13.5 to 15%, is everybody going to work at an Amazon distribution center for 15 to 20 hours a week? Is this how it's going to work out? So the economy is going to jump back. The economy is going to bounce back. The economy is going to boom because everyone's working at Amazon for 15 to 20 hours a week. I get it. Okay. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there are people out there that do have mental issues, disabilities. There are people who have very low IQs, and I'm not making fun of people. I'm not passing judgment here. But there are people who continue to tell you and I nothing's wrong, who continue to tell us that this is all normal. The economy's bouncing back. Don't worry, you can go work at Amazon for 15 to 20 hours a week, and you're going to have a wonderful life. These people obviously don't know what a barrel of oil costs. They don't know how much rent costs. They don't know what the price of a new or used car is on average. They don't know the price of the average home in America. These people, I don't know what rock they're living under, but I pray for these people. I pray that they wake up. I pray that they get help, counseling, whatever they need. I really do. And again, I'm not making fun. I'm not judging anybody, but there are people out there who are so lost, so far gone, and have no idea what day it is. Now we are being warned that a recession could be coming during this winter. U.S. industrial production has fallen for a second month in a row. Yet, stock markets up across the board, except Dow Jones was down about 6 points today, but across the board, everything's up. Dow Jones flat. All based on more people losing their jobs, more people working part-time, more inflation, cost of living going up, U.S. industrial production falling for a second month in a row. Production of vehicles and parts is falling at an alarming rate. Markets don't care. What's going to happen when people need to get their cars fixed and you go drop your car off at the mechanic or the service center at your Chevy or Ford dealer, your Dodge dealer, and they tell you, hey, your alternator, we don't have it, but we'll have it in about 5 or 6 weeks. That's what's coming. After trillions and trillions of dollars were injected into bailing out businesses, corporations, airlines, and households, anything they could do to kickstart this economy, we did see the instant sugar high. People went out shopping, they went out buying cars, they were buying clothes, they were buying electronics. I hope that these people enjoyed the shopping spree because it is about time, ladies and gentlemen, to pay the piper. All those trillions of dollars that went into the markets, went into the economy, went into corporate America, went into the triple P loans, went into stimulus, went into extended unemployment, went into unemployment benefits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I hope people enjoyed all this because now we're going to pay the price for this. And we are beginning to see it. People are beginning to realize something's wrong because they're seeing the shelves becoming more and more empty. They're seeing the prices of everything going up. They're seeing shrinkflation. You know, that pack of bacon isn't 16 ounces, it's 10 ounces, but they're charging you the 16-ounce price. The other day, Oscar Mayer bacon at Albertsons out here, $12 a pound. Are you kidding me? If you have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, how in the world are you doing it? The months ahead, ladies and gentlemen, look very ominous. We are starting to hear different words now on the television. tapering, interest rate increase, recession. We now are hearing more economists talking about the fact that we're in a recession right now. The immediate future does not look good for this country, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why I make these videos, not to scare you, not to panic. These videos are made so that you don't panic, so that you don't have to be scared. Yeah, there's going to be a time to be very nervous, maybe even a time to be very scared with what's coming into this country. But I make these videos to help you manage what's going on, to remind all of you that you're not alone, to remind all of you that you're not crazy for thinking what you're thinking, that you're not seeing things, okay? What you're seeing is very, very real. And this is why you and I must continue to be preparing, especially for all the uncertainty and the unknown that is ahead. By the time they admit that we're in a recession, we'll already be in a depression, ladies and gentlemen. And most Americans are not prepared to weather the storm. For a recession, they're not prepared to weather the storm in a depression. They can barely weather the storm right now. As of last year, nearly 2/3 of families in this country live paycheck to paycheck. More than half have less than 3 months worth of savings. A quarter have absolutely no savings whatsoever. What are these people going to do as this economy continues to collapse, as we enter the greatest depression on planet Earth? Please comment down below. What do you see happening to people as we enter a depression? And let me tell you, people have gotten lazy, they've gotten soft, they've gotten obese, they've gotten dependent on pharmaceuticals, and they've gotten very mentally soft, as all they do is watch Netflix, play video games, and absorb things that are going to do nothing for them in the worst of times. This is the time to get in a mental mindset. This is the time to start exercising your mind, your spirit, and your body. You're going to need it, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to rely on your body, your spirit, your mind. And I cannot reiterate this enough, that right now, take every day that you have to be preparing for the worst of times. Look, I hope nothing bad happens, but we are, in my opinion, past the point of no return. We have so much debt. The deficits are so astronomical. And we have a society that continues to purchase things with money they don't have. A society now that is becoming more and more dependent on the system to take care of them. And this is really, really concerning. The system is failing. The leadership we have is absolutely clueless. They have no idea what to do now. All they can do is pass more regulation and more money printing. We have 100 cargo ships off the coast here, and nobody knows what to do about it. This is how clueless the leadership is right now in America. It took decades to reach this point. And it will only take a day for the reckoning to happen. And the reckoning isn't going to last just a day, ladies and gentlemen. This reckoning, this depression, is going to last years. We have dug such a deep hole. We have acquired so much debt. We have made so many mistakes. And we're going to pay for it. And now we're causing so much inflation. We've caused so much destruction with our currency. And we've caused so much destruction socially, because we've allowed people to stay at home, pay them to stay at home and not work. We've not incentivized people. In fact, we do the opposite. The more you make, the more they take. And now we've given people the option that if you want to work, we have these undesirable jobs that pay nothing, that are not going to keep up with inflation. And so we're in a real mess here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be a very tough winter, but it may be a very, very tough coming year. It may be a tough amount of coming years. I think that in 2022, I think the real pain begins. The question is, how long does the pain last? Will it just last a year? Is it going to last a couple years? Is it going to last a decade? We haven't even come close to the bottom of this, so we have no idea how bad it's going to get. ABC 7. Gas hits $7.59 a gallon in California town. Gorda, California, that's up north. Gas, $7.59 a gallon. Premium was $8.50 a gallon. Prices are rising at an alarming rate, not just here in California, but across the country. National average, $3.36, and there is no sign of this stopping. I truly believe, we know that we have $7, $8 gas here in parts of California, parts of LA, $5. In my area, just regular is going to cost you $4.31, $4.37 for about the cheapest regular you're going to find. So I don't really doubt that we're going to see $5 a gallon gas in my area, $6, $7, $8, $9 a gallon gas up north, and there is no sign of anything easing up, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I just don't know how people are doing it at this point, and I really worry about what's coming in 2022, and I really worry for the people who are unprepared, especially the people who have kids, families. They have no idea what's coming. They are oblivious. Thank God that you are awake. Thank God that you are preparing. Thank God that you have a plan right now. Thank God you have a mind that you're critically thinking outside of the box, because these are the people, you are the people who are going to survive and prosper in the worst of times. The hedge today, used car prices hit record new high. Just when you thought it couldn't go up any higher, it does. Prices are up 8.3% in the first 15 days of October regarding used cars. The Maltine Used Vehicle Value Index is up a whopping 37% from a year ago. Here's another one coming from the hedge. Evergrande shares tumble on sale failure. 97% plunge in sales as markets brace for Chinese default avalanche. The snowflakes continue to land on these mountains. And as I said yesterday, it's going to take one snowflake to land and cause an avalanche. And that's already beginning in China. It's going to happen here in America too, ladies and gentlemen. Cynic Holdings and Fantasia Holdings Group have already defaulted. Wednesday evening, Modern Land said it would abandon a proposal to extend repayment on a $250 million bond by 3 months despite continuing liquidity challenges. Thursday morning, they put a halt to trading of its stock. Another domino could fall Friday when Kaiser Group Holdings is due to pay $35.9 million of interest on a dollar note. The note currently is trading at less than 40% of face value after the company canceled meetings with some investors. Now get this, 15 of China's most stressed property firms will have $5.2 billion due this coming January, according to Citigroup Inc. How does this not affect the United States of America? Please comment down below. Do you think that this isn't going to affect the United States? Do you think it will affect the United States? There is no doubt, China being, in my opinion now, the biggest economy in the entire world, with these amounts of defaults taking place and that are going to take place, there's no way that this is not going to affect America. And we're going to see, in my opinion, major defaults coming to America. We have some of the biggest bubbles on planet Earth. We're the biggest debtor nation on planet Earth. And there is no doubt that we're going to see major defaults take place right here in America. It's global, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's connected. The global financial systems are all connected. If one goes down, the others are going down with it. And I think that this is an excellent time to get liquid during a very illiquid time coming. Sales are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Sales are coming. We're going to see, I think, a time where we're going to see massive inflation and we're going to see areas with massive deflation. Gas could be $5 a gallon. It could be $8 a gallon. It could be $10 a gallon. But housing could be 50, 60, 70% off. That's what could happen. I think if you look at what's happening in the auto industry and people buying cars that they can't afford, average new car, $45,000, you see the increase in price of a used vehicle. We know that people are losing their jobs. We know that millions of these jobs are undesirable. We know that millions of these jobs are in the leisure and hospitality sector. We know that millions of these jobs out there are low-paying, low-wage jobs. Yet the price of these cars, it's unsustainable. And sooner or later, people lose their jobs, or they just cannot afford to keep up with the inflation to pay for food. Look, people will pay for food before they make their car payment. And sooner or later, the repo man comes, takes your car, because you're too busy putting food on your table and feeding your kids, and you let the car go, right? So we're going to see a massive amounts of cars at some point hit the market. And at that point, if you have dollars, you're going to capitalize. Yes, it might cost $8 a gallon, $5 a gallon, whatever it might be to put gas in the car, but there's going to be so many cars for sale that the price is going to come down. Electronics going to come down, things like that. And as I've said, housing will come down. You just got to really think about what is happening. And when you look at the average income of an American being $34,000 a year, there's no way that this is sustainable. There's no way the average American can keep paying the mortgage, can keep paying the rent. The landlords can't stay in business as they're not getting paid. At some point, the banks are going to have to collect the cars because they're not getting paid on those cars. So there's going to be massive inflation, and we're going to see maybe massive deflation. It's going to be a really, really wild time. I believe that you're going to see houses, cars, things of that nature come down. The cost of living, like food, oil prices going up. We looked at the crash of 2008. Home prices were falling like a rock. But I remember paying $5 a gallon for gas at that point. So I think we're going to see something like that coming. Bloomberg today, Venezuela breaks off flakes of gold to pay for meals and haircuts. And I thought this was a really interesting article on Bloomberg. But there are parts of Venezuela now where they're not taking currency such as paper money. They're not taking cryptos. They're taking gold, flakes of gold for haircuts and meals and things like that. And I thought it was very, very interesting that there are parts of Venezuela just going back to the basics. No electronic money, no paper money. It's all about gold. And so very, very interesting. You can check that out. I'm going to wrap it up right here. But, we are in very, very uncertain times. I'll put it that way. And this is a time where you really, really need to be preparing. And you look at Venezuela as an example. And what we're seeing now is we're seeing the beginning stages of Venezuela happening right here in America. And you need to stay ahead of this. You need to be proactive. Too many people are reactive. I'll do something when it happens. When we run out of food, then I'll go to the store. When we run out of water, then I'll go to the store. When we run out of money, then I'll use my credit cards and hope that they work. When I need security, then I'll go to the store and purchase that. It will all be gone, ladies and gentlemen, and we're already seeing the signs of that happening right now. The shelves are much less stacked or stocked than they were a year ago. And many of you have been writing me noticing that food and other products are very, very bare on those shelves. Many of you that have businesses have been writing me, telling me you can't get parts for your businesses in order to finish projects that you rely on for your business in order to get paid. Now, if you're a mechanic and you can't get parts, then you can't finish the car, you can't finish the repair, and you don't get paid. So it's a complete disaster, but we must remain proactive. And when we talk about money, I think it's very important to be holding some cash right now, even though it is being eaten alive by inflation. But we're going to see, I think, certain sectors of this economy where we're going to see deflation. And I think housing and automobiles are going to be two of them. And I think you're going to need some cash in order to take advantage of that. Stocks too. I think we're going to see a massive crash in the stock market, and you're going to need dollar bills to jump in to these sales. So definitely have some of that. Gold, silver, things that are physical, tangible, you must have. Do not buy paper gold or paper silver. That is purely gambling. And I don't think that this is the time for anybody to be gambling unless you have money to burn. If you have money to lose and you want to gamble in the stock market, you want to gamble in silver and gold paper stocks, God bless you, have fun. But for the person out there right now who doesn't have money to lose, money to gamble, buy yourself some physical gold, physical silver, and put some cash away. Don't give financial advice. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm sharing with my friends who are doing this, family members that are doing this. So this is what the community of people I'm surrounded with are doing. So I'm just thinking out loud and sharing with you what I'm doing and people around me are doing. But make sure that you have tangible, hard assets like gold, like silver, not paper. That is so volatile. Okay, stay away. And again, unless you have money to gamble, money to burn, stay away from it. You want to be holding the real thing. If you don't hold it, ladies and gentlemen, you don't own it. And that means food. That means water. That means security. That means cash. That means gold. That means silver. Your cash, a majority of it should not be sitting in a bank right now. The banks, look, I think the banks are very, very volatile. I think that we're not being told the truth of what's happening in the financial system right now. I don't think the banks are as safe and sound as many of you may think they are. Just because the people on the television tell you that the banks are doing great, record profits, everything's fine. Look, we know from history, as soon as things begin to collapse and break down, the bank doors close and you don't get your money out. You can look at Venezuela, you can look at Cyprus, you can look at what happened in India a few years ago. You can be locked out like that. And we already have so many stories about private vaults being raided and shut down and people's money being confiscated. Look, be your own central bank. Do what the 1% are doing. Better yet, do what the 0.1% are doing. Be your own central bank, okay? Stop relying on the system. The more you get out of the system now, the safer you're going to be when this whole Ponzi scheme, this whole house of cards built on quicksand comes tumbling down. Stay safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. God bless all of you. I look forward to talking with all of you very, very soon.